Good to see you today. I hope you're doing well. We're going to continue to think about Ruth today. Today's hymn is the hymn, "Oh, That Will Be Glory."
When all of my labors and trials are o'er, and I am safe on that beautiful shore, just to be near the dear Lord I adore, will through the ages be glory for me. Oh, that will be glory for me, glory for me, glory for me, when by his grace I shall look on his face. That will be glory for me.
The passage we're going to consider today is the passage in Ruth 3, touched on it yesterday. Verse 1, Then Naomi, her mother-in-law, said to her, My daughter, shall I not seek security for you, that it may be well with you? Now Boaz, whose young women you are with, is he not our relative? In fact, he is winnowing barley tonight at the threshing floor. Therefore wash yourself and anoint yourself, put on your best garment, and go down to the threshing floor. But do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking. Then it shall be, when he lies down, that you shall notice the place where he lies, and you shall go in, uncover his feet, and lie down, and he will tell you what you should do. To think about our hymn, "Oh, That Will Be Glory," and I was thinking about the passage in the New Testament as it shows the New Jerusalem coming down as a bride adorned for her husband. I was thinking about the adorning. And while certainly this is not the wedding day, so to speak, for Boaz and Ruth, but to look at what Naomi says there in verse 3, therefore wash yourself. And we must wash as well. And I don't think it's even necessarily wrong to use the language of wash yourself, because there in Acts 2, I believe it says, save yourselves from this perverse generation. And we recognize it's the Lord's doing as we think about the remission of our sins, and we think about the washing of water by the Word, as we are born of water and the Spirit, but we must be washed. If we are going to be, as Ephesians says, and actually let me turn over there. Let's look over in Ephesians. Let's see if I can find this verse on the fly. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see. Look at the language used here in Ephesians chapter 5, verses 25 through 27. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for her, that he might sanctify and cleanse her with the washing of water by the word, that he might present her to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that she should be holy and without blemish. When we consider the washing and we think about the bride adorned for her husband, and we think about holiness, and the only way we are able to be holy is, of course, by the Lord's blood. It's the only way. But we better take advantage of that blood. We better wash ourselves. And thankfully, the Lord has provided that which washes us. So Naomi, just as an application, Naomi says, wash. Oh, good grief, we need to get back to Ruth, don't we? Let's get back to Ruth. Wash yourself and anoint yourself. There's a passage that speaks about us being anointed too. I believe it's in 2 Corinthians, if I remember correctly. Anoint yourself and put on your best garment and go down to the threshing floor. So I was thinking about that picture of putting on a garment. And we know what Galatians, I believe it's Galatians 3, where it speaks about as many as have been baptized have put on Christ. And we put on our garment. Might also think about the the robes picture there in Revelation. But we must do that. The bride adorned for her husband. Again, like I said, I understand this is not the wedding day. Just thinking about an application. Put on your best garment and go down to the threshing floor, but do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking. Go in, uncover his feet, lie down. He will tell you what you must do. And you have this picture of submission. That's what we do. We submit. We lower ourselves at the feet of Jesus as it is. And so when we think about, oh, that will be glory, we think about washing, preparing ourselves, submitting to the Lord. We think about all of these things, and our passage, he will tell you what you should do. That very much reminds me, is it Cornelius? He will tell you what you must do. And when we are told what to do, we should do it. Ruth, she submits. She submits. She does exactly what Naomi tells her to do, and we know what's coming. The wedding day is coming. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good day. Join us tomorrow for another portion of our daily praise.